Hi, welcome to your movement practice. For today's practice, we're going to be using a block. So block at the top of your mat, and we'll go ahead and jump on in. Come to stand sturdy on your feet. Feel the support of these strong columns of bones underneath your hips. Begin to draw the breath into the belly. Expand out through the shoulders and slightly rest back through the back of the head. You'll notice a natural sway of the skeleton of the body forward and back, maybe side to side, as your body seeks out its equilibrium. You may even notice that you're never static or still when you come into a standing, intentional shape. Standing secure on those feet, then pressing the earth away with the soles of the feet. The hands come to the heart space. Set a dedication for your practice. Seal it in with the inhale. And release it out with the exhale. You'll lift the left arm up to the sky as the right knee comes up towards the chest, and then lower back down. The left arm will reach up to the sky. Right arm reaches up to the sky, left leg lifts up. And we'll alternate sides, moving through the left arm reaches, right knee pulls up. Right arm reaches, left knee pulls up. And one more to each side. Becoming aware of our stability through that grounded leg and the lightness of the leg as we lift it up. Both feet come secure on the mat. Take a breath in as the arms reach up to the sky. Hands come to heart. You'll step the right foot forward, lifting the knee nice and light, and stepping it forward to a lunge. Grounding down through the soles of the feet, hugging the right hip back, reach the arms up, take a full breath in. Slowly lower the left knee down to the earth. Bring the fingertips to ground. Grounded airplane, the left leg lifts behind you. Gaze falls to the shin. Lower the left leg down, grab a hold for your block in a low lunge. Take the block width wide, press the palms into the block, reach the block forward and out, airplane torso. Come up through a high crescent. Continue to press evenly onto the sides of the block as you laterally side bend to the right hand side. Release the block into the right hand. Continue to reach through the left arm. You'll lower the left knee to hover as you tap the block down and come right back to a high crescent lateral stretch. Tap the block and lift. Tap, hold, and lift. One more. Tap, hold, reach. Lower that left sit bone down. Reach long out of the left side body. Strong legs brings you back up. Pressing the block together with the palms of the hands. The back leg will step forward up into your mountain. Squeeze the block. Take a breath in and a breath out. Reach the block forward, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Place the block down, bring one ball of the foot onto the block, and then stretch the crown of the head towards the earth as the right sit bone slightly draws back and down. You'll take the ball of the foot off and switch it out. Bringing the toes or the balls of the foot up onto the block, connecting to a supportive breath. Release the opposite leg down. Bring the hands to either side of the block, step the feet back to a high plank. Lower down, tap the block with the chest, and then lift it right back up. You can always do this from your knees. Lower, tap the block, press up. One more round, lower, hover the chest right above the block, draw the elbows back, shoulders wide. Press up to a tabletop or high plank, downward facing dog. Walking the hands to meet your feet at the back of your space. Rise up through mountain pose. Left arm stays reaching, right knee lifts up to the chest. Lower and switching out the reach of the arms and the drawing up of the knee. Working on pulling energy up through that stabilizing leg and keeping the lifted leg nice and light. And one more round. Feet ground, arms reach up. Left leg comes to lift, single leg Tadasana. Step the left leg forward to a crescent. Holding your crescent lunge, take a full breath in. Get secure on your feet with the breath out. Low lunge, the fingertips ground down, airplane. Grounded, the back leg lifts up. The back leg will lower down. You'll grab a hold of your block, reach it forward for airplane torso, and then come back up to a high crescent. Press into the block, activate through the arms. Lean the body over to the left-hand side. Continue to bring active resistance in as you press firmly onto the block. The left hand will grab the block. You'll stay in your lateral side bend and begin to tap that right knee down to hover and then right back up. Lower and lift. 3 more, lower and lift. We're building tone through the legs, beginning to increase our circulation. Lower down, hold for a moment. Feel this in the body. Come back up. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breath in and breath out. Airplane torso, reach the arms forward. Release the block. Come to a high plank. Chest hovers right above the block. Press yourself right back up. 2 more. Lower and lift. I'm going to drop down to my knees. Chest hovers, elbows draw back. High plank to downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Walk the hands to meet your feet at the back of your space. Rise up through mountain pose. Right arm stays reaching, left knee draws in. Left arm reaches, right knee draws in. Switch it out, hold the left knee. Take it into a twist, you'll bend. You'll rotate over the bent knee. Extend out through the left leg and draw the heel back in towards the seat. Extend out, draw in. We're working on stability through the standing leg. Bring the chest back to center. Step the left leg forward to a lunge. Rise up through crescent. Lower down to crescent moon. Reach forward, airplane torso. Grab a hold of the block. Reach the block up. Squeeze into the block. Hug into your midline. Take the block over to the left-hand side. Press into the block as you reach up and out with the right arm. It might feel nice to lean the hips more over to the right-hand side and revolve the chest up skyward. Take a hold of the block. Flat back, airplane torso. Lower the block down. Bring the hands to either side of the block. Step back to a high plank. Lower down mid plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come to land on a supportive breath. Hands meet your feet at the back of your space. Rise up through mountain. Left arm stays lifted. Right knee draws in and lifts up. Lower down. Right arm reaches, left knee draws in and up. Creating that stability on our standing leg. The right knee will stay lifted. Twist over the bent knee, rotate through the torso. Notice that natural sway as the body tries to find its balance. Extend through the right leg and bend through the knee. Lengthen and shorten the muscles of the back of the right leg. Extend, draw it in. Bring the torso back to center. Step the right foot forward to a lunge. Organize the center. Lower down to crescent moon. Reach the arms forward. Take a hold of the block. Press into the block. Come all the way back up. Right hand holds on to the block. Nice side body stretch for the left hand side. Press into the block to get a little bit more length up and out of the hips. Then organize the center of the body so you feel supported from pubic bone up through the shoulders, from the pubic bone down to the knees. Come back through center. Bring the block up. Come to an airplane torso low lunge. Place the block down. Front foot steps back, lower down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet to meet your hands. Take the ball of the foot back onto the block. Hold here. Stretch out through the soleus and the calf. You'll switch it out after a few breaths. This might feel a little uncomfortable because we're not used to lifting our toes and the balls of the feet in such a high degree. So take it where you can continue to find a supportive breath and you're not fighting the lengthening of the calf and the soleus. Lower the legs back down, toe heel your feet out nice and wide. Take the block, bring it long ways, midway, or flat. Sit the hips onto the block, draw the knees out nice and wide. Now I don't need my block here, so I'm going to remove my block, settle in frog. Lower the hips down, take your block with you, reach the block forward, set the hips down and slowly lower all the way down onto your mat. You'll take the block over to the right hand side, any length where you can drop open through that right knee. Bring the left heel in towards your seat. And you'll draw the inner thighs to come to touch as the hips come level back onto the mat. You're opening up through the right inner groin, drawing that inner groin back to center. 2 more rounds, creating a bit more fluidity and glide through the hip joint. You'll bring the knee back towards the block. Press the outer knee into the block. See if you can activate the right glute. And draw the knee back to center like a magnet, pulling the inner thigh back, dropping the femur bone deeper in towards the seat. Take your block to the opposite side. Find an appropriate height for you. Lower the right knee down. Bring the left foot in a position where you can stay somewhat relatively neutral and release through the left hip. And then you'll draw up with the left inner groin back towards this midline, this plumb line of the body. We open, lengthen, resist gravity, and then we draw in, sit bone moves back towards the seat. Just notice our range of motion through this movement. Let's do one more. Then both knees come in line with your hip socket. The hands to block. You'll grab the block with your hands, bring it underneath your hips. Walk the feet in slightly so the soles of the feet are grounded down, back of the arms are grounded down. You'll lift the hips off the mat, come into plank. Find the evenness and the balance between both legs, the pressure into the feet, and the pressing away with the back of the shoulders and the arms. Shift the weight into the left foot. Extend out through the right leg. Tap the toe. Extend out. Tap. Extend. Good. Bend and lengthen. Right foot comes down, replaced by the left. Steady standing on the right foot. Balance out the hips. Lift them To hover above the block, lengthen out and tap in. Breath is there as a support. Continue to breathe. Lower the hips back down onto the block. Extend the legs out in front of you. The front of the hips get a nice release as the shoulders soften back. The arm bones begin to spiral up and out. So we work through the front line of the body, and then we take the time to release that effort. Allow the brain to get the input. You'll bring your feet underneath you. Remove the block away. Lower the hips all the way down to the earth. You can take the block and bring it in between your shoulder blades for a supportive fish. Roll over onto one side, bring the block high up in between the shoulder blades, and then roll yourself back down over the block. Adjust it accordingly. Legs extend out, the belly and the thoracic spine get a nice extension. Release any gripping through the low back or any shortened contraction of the low back. Find your breath. And you'll slowly roll over to one side, remove the block. Come back onto your back, extend the legs out long, and final Shavasana. Take a moment to compare how you began practice standing on your strong, sturdy feet. Moving through a practice with intention. And when allowing yourself to find that rest and renewal. We'll end practice in final Shavasana with light love, gratitude, and grace. Namaste.